What's going on, guys? I want to welcome you back to Clever's Multiverse, and today you already know we're back at it with the Civil War Spider-Man from the Infinity Saga series. I mean, am I the only one who feels like they have been pushing Spider-Man over and over throughout this past year for the whole 2023, now going into 2024? So I'm hoping that after this Spider-Man, they kind of give me a break and give me a chance to miss him. But, let's crack this bad boy open and see what's going on. And here we are with the Tom Holland Civil War Spider-Man. He doesn't really have much to unbox. I mean, he comes with the extra Tom Holland head and he comes with an extra set of alternating hands. One thing I will say about these hands is these are kind of realistic in the fact that I've never been able to actually go like this myself and feel like my fingers can come out straight. I've always felt like that must be part of his spider powers. But these fingers are actually bent in a little bit, as you can see, which makes it very realistic because I'm like, yo, that's exactly what happens with my hands every time I try to do this fake Spider-Man pose. But, whenever we see him in the comics, these fingers are super straight, like unrealistically straight. So that's one thing I can say that's a little bit different about these hands. As far as the figure himself, I mean, they're keeping the same vibe. This figure feels a little bit smaller than other Spider-Mans that I do have. So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt with this guy because I'm going to say that this is like the Amazing Spider-Man. So when I got the Amazing Spider-Man, the black and red one, it was very easy to see that that's when he first came out. He was a lot smaller. I think he was like, 17 at that time. So, of course, he's not going to be as big as like Ben Reilly or, a symbiote Spider-Man because by that time, he was already progressed. I'll give them the same outlook with this guy, and I'm going to say to myself, well, this is based on Civil War. This is the first time we saw Spider-Man. This is when he had that one-on-one with Captain America. So, yeah, he's not going to be as big, but I don't know how much time has progressed in the movies since that movie to now, because Tom Holland's basically the same size. But we're going to pull him out, the rest in a little bit and see what's going on with that. But let's take a look at this paint job on the suit and see if there's anything different that we can notice. One thing for sure that I can see right now is this black outline. This is making me want to go back and now check out the Civil War movie again because I never really studied his costume like this. I don't remember the black lines. I'm not saying they weren't there. I'm just saying I don't remember them. That was a while ago. Black lines are going protruding all the way around. They're going through the shoulder, around the deltoids, even again around the elbows and the wrist. I can't help but feel like this Spider-Man is a little small. The head is a little small, the body's a little small, and I just can't get it out of my head after my guy told me on the comments that the Captain America was small. Now I'm looking at all these guys suspect. Okay, so this right here is one of my favorite Spider-Man costumes of all time. The red and gold and the shiny, and especially as a figure, this one really did it for me. And as you can already see, he's crouching down because that's the pose I had him in on the shelf. But he's crouching down and he is looking this Spider-Man in the eye. So let's stand him up and see how much taller he is than the Civil War Spider-Man. So he's about, I want to say, half a head sculpt away. Like he's about a half a head sculpt down. I'll put them a little closer. It's a little difficult because of the extra arms he has in the back, but also the hands too. So whenever you make the character smaller, their peripherals get smaller as well. Their feet get smaller. Their hands get smaller. And it just gets harder for me to believe it, which is why I could never watch Miss Marvel. I don't believe it when they start getting too childish. I brought them a little closer so that you can get a better gauge of what's going on. But as you can see, he's about a half a head sculpt because I have him bent forward just a little bit because his back is so heavy. So if I was to put him a little more straight, he would stand up a little bit more. But it's about a half, But on top of that, the body's also bigger, right? The deltoids are a lot stronger. The chest is more pronounced. The biceps are popping out. The other one looks like, he may have to live off those spider powers. So one plus I will give this figure is the butterfly arms. So not every Spider-Man comes with these particular arms. And even when they do, I find them to be kind of stiff sometimes. But check this out. When can you easily get them to go that far back, even with the butterfly joints? I mean, I can get this so far back that I can start to see where the peg comes out at. I had it in another position. I saw it. Yeah, look, that's how far back you can get it. And I'm not even feeling like I'm breaking it or I'm gonna stretch it. It wants to go back that far. So I'll give it that plus. These will go back, but this is a little more stiff. I mean, this is a stiffer figure in general. It's a more solid figure, but I can't get it. Let's check. Let's see if I can do it backwards like I just did the other guy. All right, this guy works too. But not all of them do that. I've had times where I cannot even get this back and it wants to come back forward as soon as I do it. But these two seem to be a go. I never put this one like that, so I had a hard time figuring it out. But I'm very impressed and pleased with these butterfly joints on this particular Spider-Man. Let's whip out some more Spider-Man. All right, so here we have the latest 3 Spider-Man that I've acquired. I think like what, last month these 3 came out or whatever the case is. And then we have the Civil War Spider right in the mix with them. So let's see what's going on with these guys real quick. All right, so I went around my room and I looked at all the Spider-Man that I have on my wall. I guess I was wrong. Spider-Man, I guess, does come with the butterfly arms as a regular. A couple of them don't have it, like the Spider-Punk doesn't have it. The animated Miles Morales doesn't have it. But for the most part, every single Spider-Man I looked at, I was like, oh, wow, they do all have the butterfly arms. So I guess that is the thing with him. But not every figure comes with the butterfly arms. Only certain ones come with it. So I guess that's what I meant to say. So we can strike that from the record of what I said earlier. So I put these 2 guys next to each other and I was really looking at them up and down. These guys are basically like the same exact size. I mean, almost everything is the same, but not really. So what's different about these figures? Well, this new Spider-Man right here, his feet are a little bit different, right? So his feet, let's put it this way. As you can see, they have like almost like a diamond tip. Like they go out and in almost like a real foot. Even has the curvature on the inside where the arch would be. Let's see if you can see that. Like how it cuts in like a real foot would. Like the front would be bigger than the heel. So we have that going on. Another thing that I can tell you that's different is that the torso bend. So this new Civil War Spider-Man does not have a double torso bend. He does twist right here, but it doesn't bend in. It does bend in at the top. Now, if I was to grab the final swing, bends in the bottom, and it bends at the top as well. So it does have the double torso bend, which for Spider-Man is almost like a necessity because he is so articulate and you really want to put him in all those Todd McFarlane poses, then you're going to need that double bend. In addition, this is the one that has like the Land Before Time feet. Remember Littlefoot? Like, these are the Littlefoot feet. These don't even look like real feet. They don't come out. They don't poke. They don't have an arch. They don't have an indentation. They don't have anything. I mean, which makes it a little bit hard to pose. I was wondering, why is it that I can't get this guy to stand up the way the other ones are? But, you know, that seems to be a thing with all 3 of these guys with their small little feet. And it's almost like they're not realistic. They're just like pegs that poke out. Like toddler feet. I mean, I myself, I never really use the unmasked heads except for these 3 because I have them in a corner by themselves, just doing their own thing, right? So they're not like mixed in with everything else that's going on. So I have them unmasked, and basically because I bought these for the movies. But let's see who has the better Tom Holland head sculpt. So this is the Final Swing Spider-Man, and that is the head sculpt for the Final Swing. Has the rosy cheeks. I mean, it looks like Tom Holland. I really don't have too many complaints there. And this is the new head sculpt that came with the Civil War Spider-Man. All right, let's move this guy back because we're never going to get a clear shot with this guy right here taking up all the shots. All right. And this is the Tom Holland head that came with the Civil War Spider-Man. I mean, this looks really nice. The reason why this one looks so much nicer because this has a nicer flesh tone, if you ask me. They both kind of look like him. I mean, this one looks more like him to me, but I'm talking about like 1% more. But I think it's the realism of the face paint that gives it that shine. As you see the light hitting off of it. This one looks a little more pasty. It's a little bit more pasty. I mean, it is Tom Holland, but we're comparing Tom Holland against Tom Holland, so I guess we got to see who's the best one. And I guess one has slightly darker hair. The one on the left appears to be that way, or it could be the one on the right is just hitting my light a little bit more. What do you think about these head sculpts? I mean, either way you go, you really can't be pissed off. This is not a horrible head sculpt. The Captain America head sculpt, compared to the other Captain America, now that was a big difference. Like that, when I pulled that together, I was like, this does not look like Chris Evans. But you know, that's what we got going on. All right, so what are my final thoughts about this Spider-Man? I don't know. Spider-Man is severely overdone. They are dropping a new Spider-Man every other Wednesday, and it's almost getting played out. To be honest with you, I don't even know why they made this whole Infinity Saga wave. This wave is like 5 years too late, if you ask me. The reason I bought most of these figures, or these 3 past figures, was really for you guys so I could unbox them. I did want those 3 slightly, but I picked the ones that I wanted from the 8. The other 5, I am not getting them at all. Not saying they're whack. If you need them, hey, go grab them. I just don't need them. You know, I hope they make me miss Spider-Man for a little while. If you don't have any Spider-Man in your collection, which is kind of hard to believe, then yeah, go for this guy. You know what I mean? But if you have, I mean, I'm up to like close to 40. I mean, at 35, 36 Spider-Man. Like, I don't really need this figure. I don't see where he would fit in. And to be honest with you, when I finish this, I'm probably gonna put him back in the box with War Machine and Captain. No, Captain America's make it to the shelf. War Machine and him are probably gonna go back into the box, and I'm gonna put them on the wall until I figure out what's going on with them. But you know, I do it for you guys so you can see what's going on. I bought it, so you don't have to. And with that being said, that's it for today. I want to thank you for stopping by Clever's Multiverse once again and taking time out to share with me another unboxing video. This really means a lot to me. And every time you guys give me a view, and every time you guys comment, every time you guys give me your opinion, it makes it feel all worthwhile. So I want to say thank you to you guys for being you. Until next time. Peace.